Hey everybody, again we're going to talk about career planning for leaders. Last time we talked about making sure you assess yourself, talk to others about that, make sure you get good feedback. We also talked about writing down what are your values, what are the things that matter to you from a values perspective. Um, the next thing I think about when I'm creating a career plan is learning about leadership, right? Because if I'm going to make a career plan for my career as a leader, I need to know enough. I need to know about leadership. I need to know what other people do. One of the things, find a leader that you like, um, and learn about them. There's a caution I give, which is you can't be someone else. You have to be yourself. You can still learn from others, but I think it's always a mistake to try to imitate someone too much. So, some leaders are more quiet, some leaders are more excitable. Steve Ballmer was one of those excitable guys. I'm sort of an excitable guy as well. So, but find a good leader that you like. Learn from them. Some write books. I'm a big fan of books. Um, Make sure you invest the time while you're learning about leadership. Don't just learn about it, apply it. So what are you going to do based on these learnings you're going to learn about leadership? What are you going to do? Um, Learn about what makes a great leader, right? We talked about a leader you can emulate. There are many great leaders. There's General Patton was a great leader in a different sort of area than I work in. I'm in business and software, but find great leaders still have um, qualities that span anything. General Washington would be another one. Um, but you have guys like Warren Buffett and others that do have great leadership skills. You can learn about them. Um, the other thing I'd say when it comes to learning about leadership is never stop. And I really mean that. Don't stop learning about leadership because there's always new things to learn. There's always areas you can improve. And when I think about, improvement, another thing I've done, it's up to each of you, but I do have a career coach. And the thing I like the most about that relationship is she will find things that I hadn't considered that are important to me, but because you have your own view, getting other views into you to what you're working on and where you want to go helps. The next thing or next area that I think people should focus on when building a leadership plan is what's your personal vision. Write it down. Again, we talked about values. Now we're talking about what your visions. What do you stand for? So for me, I'm someone who likes to get stuff done. I'm someone who likes to drive change. It's what I believe in. It's who I am. Now, I also believe very importantly, if I make a date, I hit it. If I commit to something, I'm going to get it done. I believe in people, and I really think that leaders we need to be the servant leader, because that I think is what brings teams together. If you're a leader who's worried about your career and not worried about your people, I think you fail as a leader. So just think about, what do you stand for? Who do you want to be? Um, and similarly, but a little different, is what do you want to be known for? Almost every org I have joined within a few months recognizes me as I'm direct, I'm upfront, I will get it done, and I'm somebody who's going to listen. So, I mean, it doesn't take me long when I join an org to have people that I really haven't met come to me with issues or concerns or thoughts because they know I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it. Um, the other thing on your personal vision statement is you need to describe how do you solve real world business problems, because that's important. If you're a leader in the business world, you better be solving business problems and you better have a mechanism or a vision on how you do that. The other thing we kind of touched on, but I want to make sure I bring it up as a specific item. How do you help people around you? How do you help them grow? How do you help them see things? How do you help them become better? Because I think a leader who isn't helping the people around them grow and improve, I think is missing a lot. And I think it's really important in your vision statement to talk about how you're going to do that. Now, this is another one that's kind of a um, sideways look at things, but it really helped me. So I have a VP who I think is one of the best VPs I've worked for, and one of the things he told me was, John, when you start a new role, sit down and write the press release of what you want it to say when you move to your next role. And I would say, ask yourself, what's the press release you want to be released when you're done with your career? If you're making a career plan, what do you want that press release to say about you? Write it down. Again, because if you know what that looks like, it becomes easier to figure out what you've got to do to make it happen. Um, that's what I have for today. Again, next week we'll continue on in leadership career planning. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you, and go out there and show your leadership.